Hey, and welcome. We're going to be talking about another Stephen King book called The Wind Through the Keyhole. This is part of the Dark Tower series. It was written in 2012, which I think is funny because the whole Dark Tower from the very beginning started in 1974. So just think about how long these people and this world has been alive in Stephen King's brain. That's so weird to me to think that it's been 30 something years in between the books. Okay, and not only did the Dark Tower start in the 1970s, it was finished in the early 2000s. And then this came out in 2012. So as someone who just started the Dark Tower journey, I think it's so cool the way things were written in the order they were written. Anyway, this also, at the beginning, Stephen King says, you don't have to have read The Dark Tower to read this. You don't have to have read any of the books. Although if you're going to read it, it should be put in here. And he kind of tells you where it should go if you're going to put it in between some books in The Dark Tower. However, I totally agree with him. This is one of those books where the people that are on the journey, the main characters that we've already met through The Dark Tower and we followed them along, they are stopping and telling a story. And so this book is the story that Roland is telling to the other people in the group. And so I don't know, it's just of course it can be pulled out of anything and put somewhere, and it's just set in the world, but it's not really, it doesn't affect anything. So you can totally read it without having read The Dark Tower, and maybe you'll get an idea of just the world that they're existing in and kind of the things that happen in that world. So I recommend this for anybody, whether you've read The Dark Tower or not. It might give you away a few things, but it's only going to give away which characters are still alive at the end of book 3. I think this goes between 3 and 4 or 4 and 5. But anyway, that's all it's going to do is just give you the characters that are still alive in between those books. So as long as you're okay with having that spoiled, then I think that you should definitely read this, especially if you're wondering about the Dark Tower, because jumping into the Dark Tower to me with the Gunslinger is hard, because the Gunslinger is a hard book. And so I still think that if you want to read the Dark Tower, but you're not really sure about starting with Gunslinger because you've heard bad things, I think Wind Through the Keyhole is a good place to jump in, and it tells you a lot about the world. So I really enjoyed it. Of course, Stephen King at his best, telling stories, creating wonderful characters, and that's it. It's just a short little glimpse. I said short, it's 300 pages, but come on. Stephen King knows he loves to write a long book. So 300 pages is not that long for his books. And it was really good. So I highly recommend this. I definitely think that you should pick it up. Let me know if you've read it down below. We can talk about it. Bye.